I can't come up with anything, any place I would rather be than out here right now. This is so amazing. I love this. And of course, I just had my breakfast, my coffee and home-baked bread. In this episode I'm checking out of Fiji to start on my 3000 nautical miles non-stop sail towards Indonesia. This in the cyclone zone in the cyclone season. Some says it's impossible, some says it's crazy. I say it's possible and even doable if you have the yacht for it, not to forget the understanding and the knowledge. I'm gonna share my strategy and how I plan to execute this adventure with you guys. And now, off to Indonesia, maybe, I hope. Join me as I'm sailing around the world on Be Free, a Bavaria 55 cruiser. In the previous episode I dodged the cyclone Mal and ran northeast and was even prepared to continue even more northeast, but the prognosis told me it was enough going back to SwT. This is the second cyclone delaying me so far and already the third this season. Once again, the nature shows who's the boss when it comes to planning and schedules. Now I have a good weather window, so I have to go shopping and to stock up a bit before my long sail. Tomorrow it's Friday, and if I don't check out of here by then, I would have to wait until Monday. Almost a bit surprised to see a glimpse of sunshine, as this is one thing not many talks about. The entire chain of islands from Panama to beyond Indonesia are all in the convergence zone, meaning you should expect around 200 rainy days a year, with a consequence of not that much energy to harvest from the sun. So it has been good to have a pit stop in a marina, being connected to shore power, topping up all batteries before I continue. It is three things that push you as a sailor, making me sometimes feel like a refugee on the run. It's weather, it's seasonal weather, and it's visa. I would love to stay much longer in Fiji. Unfortunately, it's no cyclone season here in the South Pacific. And as you know from previous episode, it has already started. So I'm really happy to experience the friendly place with some sunshine before I leave tomorrow. It's almost only me as a sailor here, even though it's still a few other boats in the marina. I guess some have choose to leave them here for the season, trusting the marketing that this marina can take a category 5 cyclone.
I'm
gonna make you famous.
You're gonna go on YouTube?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I helped them a bit with marketing the few days I was here and made short videos they can use for activities and promos. I was not asking for anything in return, only did it because I enjoy it and to do something together with the lovely Fijian people. I often offer my help where I go, even though I rarely show this. It's a great way to interact with the community I'm visiting, and it can be anything really. But this time, as a video creator with lots of toys on board, I could offer them some unique productions that would cost a fortune if hiring someone. Thankfully, I was ready to leave because they decided to give me a free bar as thank you. I don't think they know the history of Vikings and how much we can handle. But I did enjoy their amazing kitchen and hospitality, and I also believe they were just as sad as me when I said I'm about to leave.
That's how they do it, Fijian style.
Thank you.
So I'm checking out of Suva, and not only out of Suva but out of Fiji. So I'm now at customs and immigration and doing my papers to get my exit documents and stamp in my passport. One thing that's a little bit different with Fiji from a lot of other nations I'm clearing out of is that here you have only 1 hour after you have stamped your papers to exit. Normally it's anything between 24 and 48 hours. But here in Fiji they are also pretty strict. They actually monitoring your AIS, and if you are caught overstaying or even make a stop before you clear in, you can get huge fines. So I'll see. I might drop the anchor tonight anyway and leave tomorrow morning, because the wind is not much and it's a lot of rain coming. So that's it. I'm done with checking out of Fiji. So I'm on my way to my boat. It's a little bit sad. I really enjoyed to be here in Fiji. Now I have a very long sail ahead, so it's a little bit sad. I wish I could stay longer and spend much more time here. There's so many beautiful places, beautiful islands, and super friendly people. Originally I was planning on going north of PNG and clearing into Indonesia at the doorstep of Raya Ampat. But digging a bit deeper into weather patterns, pilot charts for winds and currents, this turned out to not be that ideal. It will be zero wind and lots of thunderstorms, as this is where many of the early cyclones are born. So I have decided to do something that's claimed to be just as impossible, and that's sailing the southern route during cyclone season. This is not for everyone. It takes some knowledge, a fast boat with powerful engine with a long range capacity. Yet I'm gonna try to sail the entire route, as I believe it's doable with a modern yacht with modern technology. Bye! What a friendly marina. It's really sad to leave, but sometimes you just have to go. But it's been such a pleasure. And now, off to Indonesia, maybe. I hope. This non-stop route I've planned is 3000 nautical miles, and yes, not entirely without any risks, as it's cyclone season. So my strategy is to sail a bit north, but not too far. I have several exit points during this route, and the green line is sort of a safety line. Cyclones forms north of this line, but it's not dangerous to me before they are south of this. I've learned how to see transforming before it happens, giving me a few days early warning and margins on my side. So my exit strategy is to shoot north if something develops. The critical points as I see it is south tip of Papua New Guinea, as I have no exit points here. But distance is not far and I can run with my engine. The next critical point is the Torres Strait. Complicated navigation with tidal currents and also limited exit options. But also this is very short in distance and the time frame being there is very limited. Also here my engine capacity is a comfort to have. Still, I do have exit points before and after Torres. I have several reasons for sailing more south than needed, and might even sail further south depending on predictions. The region between the Solomons and PNG is explosive this time of year. This is due to its location sitting in the start of the convergence zone and the seasonal change in wind directions. So I expect crazy electrostorms and lightning. And this is one of the 6 key ingredients in the making of a cyclone. So I just want to keep a safe distance to the electrostorms. Normally the wind is slightly better where my route goes, but even more important, as a solo sailor, I will stay away from the fishing fleet. This will be monitored as well and might send me even further south. In the Arafura Sea it's even worse, so I'm gonna stay close to Australia after the tourists and take advantage of the currents. Also staying in the busy shipping line because most likely is no fishing nets there. Still, I have very short sails straight north to my safety line if needed. To my surprise, this evening turned out to be absolutely amazing. This is often the result sailing in cyclone seasons. Light winds and beautiful weather as everything is very unstable. And speaking of unstable, I noticed the hydraulic pump was making too much noise and also working more than it's supposed to. It's quite a labyrinth and some distance to get out of the Fijian waters. So I still have lots of small islands around me and are now looking at the map to find a place to drop my anchor for the night. I'll get some sleep and address the problem in the morning, because I have a long sail ahead. It's almost a joke. I mean, it's always something. And now I'm fixing the hydraulic pump. One of the hydraulic pumps. So yeah, I hope this is a emergency reparation. Obviously I would have to either try to get new spare parts or buy a new pump, but this is not cheap. So I do have redundancy. I have another hydraulic system, so it's not like a disaster. The thing is, I have already cleared out of Fiji and supposed to be out of the country already. So, but this is sort of emergency situation. I need, as a solo sailor, I need my autopilots and I need redundancy. So the entire engine here was soaked in hydraulic oil. It was like poof, because the gasket in here was destroyed by the piece that was come off, the one that sits on the rotor from the shaft. So I have improvised. I made a new gasket, and this is not so easy. It's the type of hard plastic, and luckily I had something similar and I could make it so it fits, and now it actually feels quite good. So just a last clean on this, and I will try, see how it goes. I'm not having high hopes, but still fingers crossed. With 1.5 autopilot, I wanted to just go. Not only the risk of getting a fine, but also the weather window is too good to be missed. This archipelago is so full of rocks and reefs, it's actually preferable to transit in daylight. Maps are not that accurate, and often you will see places labeled with recommendations of daylight passage only. The reefs go so far out, it's crazy. And it's a shallow and narrow entrance to get into this place, just in front of me. I really need to pay attention to where you go here, because it's rocks and coral heads and coral reefs surrounding this island far out. Fiji for sure offers spectacular cruising, but also dangerous everywhere, so you need to stay focused here. I also made a dough before leaving and let it yeast for an hour or so before baking it for my lunch. I have studied the map carefully. I also have pinpointed a few exit options. So both if I have some technical issues, or if I need rest, or if there is a hurricane or a cyclone developing, I have some options. It's like a plan B and a plan C. Of course, it's not ideal to be out sailing here in the cyclone season, and I was hoping to departure earlier, but there's been 3 cyclones, and 2 of them were in my path quite early, earlier than normal, and also stronger than normal. So if that's something to do with the El Nino, I'm not sure. But the one hammered Vanuatu pretty bad. That was at the moment I was planning on leaving Fiji, and I saw that weather and I decided to wait it out, and luckily I did, because it developed to a massive cyclone. Then I prepared again to have a new jump, but then I again noticed something like pulsating thunderstorms north of Papua New Guinea, and this is normally not a very good sign, and this also developed to the cyclone I was running away from. That was actually pointing straight to Nanji Bay, where I was staying. But now I have to see how my bread is coming, because my home-baked bread has I've been practicing a lot, and I have found a recipe that works really well, and I'm really satisfied with it. So yeah, this is the bee-free bread. Small things like this is enough to make me happy during my sail. It's such a treat to have freshly baked bread on board, and the Omnia baking pan is so efficient. It requires no preheating and only takes 35 minutes. It's absolutely amazing to be out here. It's such a beautiful day, and last night was also very beautiful. As always, the first 2 days, or sometimes even 3 days, is the hardest on a passage. It takes a little bit while to get into the rhythm and find peace again, and yeah, get rested. So the first days is like always, it's eat, sleep, sail, repeat. Now I feel quite rested. I'm on day 3, and thought it was an idea to start recording a little bit, so I can share something from this adventure. And when I'm out here, it's going not so fast now. It's just 4 knots. It's not much wind, but it's so beautiful. And of course, I have time to think and reflect about things, and also what I'm doing out here, and this is just what I love. I mean, I think I talked about it before, like some people are sailing from place to place to explore islands and visit new beaches, and some to find a perfect diving spot that's push them to the next location. And I really like to visit new places and to meet new people, discover new cultures, and see what's going on. But most of all, I enjoy this, being out here in the middle of the ocean and just sliding away in this. Look at this, I mean, seriously, it's not going fast, but and my sails are barely hanging there. But this is so beautiful. I can't come up with anything, any place I would rather be than out here right now. This is so amazing. I love this. It's really sad to leave Fiji behind. Such a beautiful place. I think so far in the Pacific adventure, Fiji is definitely the highlight of my journey through the Pacific. It's such a beautiful place, and the people, man, the people are the friendliest ever, and so beautiful people. I mean, it's amazing. So it's never something you should say, but if you have one group of islands you need to see in the Pacific before you die, that's Fiji for sure. And I think the captain and his crew on, I think it was Bounty, that sailed to Pitcairn, they carried a lot of Tahitian wives on board. I would say they did a big mistake. They should sail to Fiji and pick up the wives, because the women there are so much more beautiful. So, but what did they know back then? So, but that's my opinion, and of course it's based on my preferences and how I see things. But Fiji is definitely a place worth visiting. It's genuine and beautiful. Yeah, it's amazing. I really truly loved it there. The downside of Fiji is it's not a place to stay during the cyclone season. If I should summarize a little bit about my Pacific experience so far, as I'm about to now actually leave the Pacific Ocean, that would be that 1 year is way too short time. So I did a huge mistake, and that was I did not update my information I had about Polynesia, because previously when I did the pre-planning for my first attempt and my second attempt for the crossing, I had it all sorted out. And as a Norwegian with the Schengen agreement, I would not need to apply for a long stay visa. And these rules changed, so I unfortunately could not get a long stay in Polynesia, which means I had to keep going. So that was a bummer. I would say that's my biggest mistake my entire adventure so far, because obviously, I mean, I'm not that impressed by Polynesia. For sure it's amazing and truly special, but it's so many other places that's so by far much more beautiful and nice place to stay, not to mention cheaper. So, but if you look at the great distance of crossing the Pacific and all the islands and all the places I really wanted to see, I think staying in Polynesia for the cyclone season is the best alternative. At least time it. If you can't get the extended visa, time it so you don't have to leave French Polynesia before the end of the cyclone season, and then start moving, because then you have so much more time to explore these beautiful small places. I mean, I wanted to go to Kiribati and also explore Vanuatu and Solomons much more. So, but who knows, I might sail back. It's actually from Indonesia going Papua New Guinea to the Solomons is not that far, so it might be I turn around and go back again. We'll see. That's the benefit of having a boat like this, that I can actually go all directions. And while enjoying this really nice sailing, I wanted to check the weather again, as I've been paying close attention to some activity north in the passage between PNG and the Solomons. And now my own early predictions once again turn out to be bullseye. Now also windy is showing me what I was expecting, meaning I need to make some decisions within the next 24 hours. Either I have to sail north or wait this out at Vanuatu. Because it's so early predictions, theoretically I could go south of it, but from a safety point of view, that's a no-go in the southern hemisphere. This long sail is for sure gonna be challenging in so many levels, and it has only started. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell not to miss this adventure. Thank you so much for watching and all your support. A special thanks to all my patrons that makes it possible for me to upload these videos. Much love from me on Be Free.